Passion Within Teaching by Mary Summer. Have you ever been stuck in a subject in school that you not only did not like, but one that you were also terrible at? Year after year, you were then having to repeatedly take courses of this dreaded subject, only to feel more and more discouraged as it became increasingly harder. For me, this disheartening course was Spanish class, and it was not until I encountered Mr. Kaler that I made peace with and began to enjoy Spanish class after all. For as long as I can remember, I have been awful at learning foreign languages. Ever since elementary school, Spanish class has been a required subject in my life that I despised. I was not good at it, and the way my teachers taught the language was always so confusing to me. This frustrated me from early elementary school through middle school and all the way to my freshman year Spanish class of high school. I was frustrated because school and learning was something that always came pretty naturally to me. I generally got very good grades, and I easily understood the material in my classes, that is, except Spanish. This being the case, you can only imagine the feeling of dread I felt walking into the Spanish classroom my freshman year of high school. I had incredibly low expectations for the year, as well as built up despise and anger toward the subject of Spanish as a whole. The moment I met Mr. Kaler, these worries and doubts about the subject of Spanish flew out the door. Mr. Kaler was unlike any Spanish teacher I'd ever experienced in all of my years. Spanish was not Mr. Kaler's native language, which initially worried me in his ability to teach me in the first place. However, this put him at an incredible advantage. He himself had to learn the language when he was young due to traveling and other opportunities, so he knew exactly what it took for a non-native speaker to learn the language in a successful way. However, what set Mr. Kaler apart the most from any other teacher that I had had at that point was his evident and admirable passion for the language and culture as a whole. He was so passionate about getting his students to actually learn the language as opposed to just passing the class, which was unlike any teacher I'd ever had. My grade in the class remained high throughout the semester as Mr. Kaler took a specific interest in my apathy toward the language, making me passionate about Spanish as well. We developed a personal relationship as I quickly confided in him that the subject of Spanish was hard for me, and he made it his mission to not only help me learn the language, but grow to love it as well. In William Ayer's book, To Teach, The Journey of a Teacher, he states, "Positive memories of teachers are reserved for particular and special people. The teacher who understood you or cared about you as a person. The teacher whose passion for something was infectious and energizing." For me, this was Mr. Kaler. He is still a teacher that I look up to this day. His passion and desire for his students to learn was so evident and is something that I strive to implement in my own teaching strategies one day.